Hello, I'm Gillian Martin, Cabinet Secretary for Climate Action in the Scottish Government with responsibility for water. It's a pleasure to contribute to Waterwise's 20th anniversary campaign 20 for 20 to encourage water efficiency through 20 simple steps. You've asked me some questions and I'll take them one by one. First of all, you asked me, why does water efficiency matter? Well, the climate emergency is resulting in longer periods of dry weather, changing the availability of water even in rainy Scotland. And due to an extremely dry spring in 2023, some private water supplies have run dry. And in 2024, we saw the 5th driest autumn in Scotland for 100 years. And then last winter, drier than normal conditions depleted reservoirs. So much so that come May, Scottish Water launched a public appeal for Scots to save water. In Scotland, the average person uses over 180 litres of drinking water every day, more than our EU counterparts, and we know that climate change is making Scotland warmer, increasing demand for water by up to a third across homes and businesses. And combined, these two trends mean that by 2050, daily consumer demand could exceed supply by 240 million litres. That's 20% more. So we must be prepared to improve water efficiency to ensure that our environment, communities and economy can manage the risk of water scarcity and continue to thrive.
Water efficiency matters because water is our most precious and essential resource, but our water systems are under increasing strain. Climate change, increased demand, and unsustainable usage in homes and businesses are all driving increased water scarcity. And with global freshwater demand set to outstrip supply by over 40% by 2030, the need for more efficient water usage, but also more just water usage, has never been more urgent.
In a world of climate change and growing demand, the only way that we'll have enough fresh, clean water for drinking, for growing food, for industry, for supporting a healthy natural world, is if we use water more wisely. That means action from government to set the regulations, governance and enforcement needed to make sure that we drive down water wastage. It means action from industries like the water companies who need to sort those leaks. And it means action from you and me in our day-to-day lives to think more sensibly about how we use water and make sure that we truly value every drop.
Living in Scotland, there's a large divide between the water we use and the amount we think we use. We also have the perception that it rains all the time and that we have an abundant supply available for use. Water availability, and therefore water efficiency, needs to become a mainstream topic to ensure we can live more sustainably now and well into the future. And it has such a massive knock-on benefit to other things like energy use that it just makes sense to be water efficient both home and at work.
Well, water efficiency plays a significant role in making sure there's enough water available in the future. A third of the supply and demand deficit forecasted by 2050 needs to come from reducing water consumption. And I think sometimes we underestimate the importance and the challenge of reducing water consumption. It is not like building stuff like a reservoir. You're changing behaviours and habits and changing the way society use and value water.
What does water efficiency matter? Quite simply, we should start with a nice pub quiz. So, which Australian state capital cities get more rain on average every year than London? Trick question, they all do. So we actually don't, in many parts of the country, get as much water as you might think. We have a growing population, we have more mouths to feed, more businesses to go for, and yet it's world-class drinking quality water we might take for granted. But the growing population, a changing climate, more longer extreme periods of hot and dry, the water availability is getting tougher. So quite simply, we need to conserve this precious resource better than we have done before, and that's where Waterwise come in.
You don't need me to tell you that water is essential to life. As a society, we've fallen into the trap that there is an abundance of water. And that's just not the case. So not only do we need to do the same for less, which is a normal definition of efficiency, we have to do more with less given the impact of climate change, a growing population, and socioeconomic challenges. Every drop we save reduces the energy we need to treat, heat, and move water, cutting carbon emissions and costs in the process. There's still a lot of waste in the system from leakages. Driving these down will have a fundamental impact on our ability to provide clean, affordable water and protect ecosystems for future generations. Clearly, smart meters are a part of the solution, an area that Arqiva plays a crucial role. Having the data in real time will inform everybody, whether it's water companies or consumers, where the opportunity for efficiency is to reduce waste, be smarter on consumption, and make informed choices. Efficiency is no longer an option, it's essential.
Water efficiency matters because essentially nothing happens without water. It's a phrase that we use a lot at Waterwise, and it really reflects the fact that we need water for our economy, for our enjoyment, for life, for the environment. And when we developed the water efficiency strategy through to 2030, we identised 6 reasons why we needed water efficiency. And really these range from a number of items, but it's all related to either the environment and also people, because nothing happens without water.
Water scarcity is an issue that will increasingly have an impact on all of our daily lives. So important that change happens now to ensure that we use water more sustainably. Long-term predictions suggest that by 2050, in the UK we'll need almost 5 billion litres of water a day more to meet growing demand. And even in the short term, water bills are rising. The recent Independent Water Commission report highlights that the extra investment needed will mean that bills will have to rise even further between now and 2030. So it's in both the interest of the UK as a whole and all of us as bill payers and our pockets to have a more efficient approach to water use. At Triton, as market leader in showers, we believe it's our responsibility to help our customers safeguard this vital resource while still delivering them a great performance and product and user experience. From providing more sustainable product choices to communications that encourage behaviour change, it's our role to help make water efficient choices easier and more desirable, the default choice, not just another choice.
As a country, we are facing huge demands on our water resources that will outstrip supply in the next 30 years. But this is not a future problem, it's a here and now risk. Water is embedded in our everyday lives, from growing the food we eat to making the clothes we wear, and powering the technology we rely on every day. Water efficiency matters because water is essential for life, and we are all personally accountable for reducing our unnecessary and often little understood water usage.
We face increasing pressures on water resources from climate change, population growth, increasing resilience to drought, leaving enough water in the environment, and ageing water infrastructure and supply systems. During the first 10 to 15 years of water resources management plans, reducing demand for water is key, and even about by 2050, over half of the balance between supply and demand will be met through reducing demand for water. Reducing our water use is really important for reducing the impacts on the environment, enabling sustainable development, and reducing water and energy bills for customers.
There's a tendency in Scotland to think we have an abundance of water because of the amount of rain we get. But the impact of climate change means that this is no longer the case. As temperatures rise and weather patterns change, Scotland, along with the rest of the UK, is experiencing longer drier spells and increasing drought. Water efficiency is therefore just as vital here as it is in the rest of the UK, and we need Scottish consumers to reduce water wastage so that when it doesn't rain, there's still enough water for everyone.
The Environment Act Wales drives for the achievement of the sustainable management of natural resources. Water is a precious natural resource, keeping our environment green, supporting our well-being, keeping our businesses and farming sectors productive, and our tourism vibrant. So far this year, Wales has received less than half of its annual average rainfall. So to protect our environment, our economy, and our water supplies, it is more important than ever that we all use water wisely.
Hello everyone, it gives me great pleasure to wish Waterwise all the best on their 20th anniversary. The work they do to support water efficiency is probably one of the most important environmental aspects that we're having to deal with currently, partly due to the climate extremes of weather that we're suffering, leading to this cycle of droughts and floods in many parts of the world, but also the fact that as the world population grows, and it's the urban areas that are growing, we are facing an unprecedented challenge to ensure that there's enough water to supply those people, particularly in cities of the future. One of the most easily available resources before we start to build new dams and explore new water resources is to save the water that's lost in networks to start with. And this can be done through a variety of means, through physical repairs of leaks, but also by educating people to use less water and to adopt a lifestyle using water-saving devices.
Water is a scarce resource around the world, and we can see a threat within the UK within the next 35 years. The Environment Agency has recently produced a new national framework for water resources, and in that we suggested that there could be a 5 billion litre a day shortfall by 2055. And to put that into context, the water companies currently treat and release 14 billion litres a day. So the shortfall that we envisage could be as much as a third of what we currently use.
So why is water efficiency important? Well, we are no longer living in a country where water is abundant. Some areas of the UK are severely water stressed, and if we don't act now, change our behaviours, find water from different sources and really start making changes, we're going to see the predicted deficit of 5 billion litres of water per day become a reality by 2050. We have to be more efficient with our water, and StormSaver believes that using water reuse is a perfect solution to the problem. There are now calls from lots of areas in government and in the industry for us to see more widespread implementation of rainwater harvesting and grey water recycling in our new buildings, and this is something that we really believe strongly is going to be part of the solution. Working together with Waterwise, we've been promoting this to all of the key stakeholders in the industry, and we've started to gain some real success.
Water efficiency matters because water is one of the most precious resources we have, and it's running out faster than we think. Every drop we save today helps protect rivers, wildlife, and communities for tomorrow. It's not just about saving water, it's about building a future that's fair, safe, and sustainable for everyone.
But why does water efficiency matter? Water is one of our most valuable resources, and we regularly experience water shortages and scarcity across the UK. We are building more homes, and our increasing population is placing growing pressure on our water system, in addition to pollution and issues like blue-green algal growth in our water sources. In the Consumer Council, we are glad to have worked with Waterwise over the last 20 years to focus attention on the importance of water efficiency.
Water efficiency is really important. Water is such a precious resource. We need it to survive, we need it for our environment, and we need to make sure there's enough for our future generations. One of the big things that I'm working on part of our new campaign at Keep Life Flowing is we don't value water as a resource, yet we depend on it daily, and I think we just need to be aware of how important it is for us to survive in everyday lives.
You also asked me how Waterwise has helped drive change over the last 20 years. Well, work being done by Waterwise to promote water efficiency has the potential to reshape how we all use water, whether that's through innovations in technology, sustainable water practices, or awareness campaigns. Water efficiency is a win-win for the environment, society, and the economy. And I commend Waterwise for continuing to bring this important issue to people's attention and providing a valuable forum for collaborating and problem solving.
For 20 years, Waterwise has been driving change as the leading independent voice on water efficiency in the UK. From campaigning and influencing policy, like water efficiency labelling, to empowering organisations and individuals to use water more wisely through initiatives like the Waterwise Checkmark and water literacy training offer.
I've known Waterwise for 20 years now. Happy birthday, Waterwise. And it's been fantastic to see you change water efficiency from a backwater political issue to one at the top of the political agenda, with targets, legally binding objectives under the Environment Act to make us use water more efficiently, and hopefully this year mandatory water labelling on consumer goods. We need you more than ever, Waterwise. I look forward to seeing what comes in the next 20 years.
In my eyes, Waterwise have been the focal point for water efficiency in the UK. They've brought together the water sector and other organisations interested in raising the awareness of the value of water together, and they've made plans for the future. They've developed a concise water efficiency strategy, helped guide UK policy, and lobbied for things like the mandatory water label. That doesn't really do the amount of work done justice, and there's a lot more to do, but what a great platform to work from.
Waterwise have been supporting and working very closely with water companies, suppliers, government, regulators, and a whole range of stakeholders over the last 20 years. From promoting and supporting water efficiency through behaviour change campaigns, check marks and certifications, to having a very clear roadmap and strategy. And I think water efficiency is now on the agenda more than ever, and Waterwise indeed played a significant role for that.
So how has Waterwise helped over the last 20 years? They have been the constant voice. They've been the backbone of the agenda, from coordinating stakeholders into a meeting to debate or progress a particular topic, to look at key issues such as metering, now smart metering, which is brilliant. Look at building regulations, fitting standards, leaky loos, behaviour change, water use in businesses. It's a long list of things, including how long teenagers do actually spend in the shower, that Waterwise have been involved with in pushing that agenda. They've been the common link between these key audiences, such as policymakers, regulators, water companies, NGOs, industry, academics. It's vital that we have an independent and impartial voice on this topic, and that's been Waterwise.
Well, we joined the movement officially in 2021. It was clear to us then that Waterwise was not just a leading voice for water efficiency, and that was long before it was on the national agenda, a real trailblazer organisation. And since joining, we've seen firsthand how effective it has been at putting the spotlight on the vital importance of water efficiency, from championing the first UK water efficiency strategy to securing the long-awaited efficiency label. But the impact is beyond policy. Waterwise has built a movement, bringing together hundreds of advocates, including us at Arqiva, and making water efficiency a matter of social justice. They should be very proud of what they've achieved.
When I was reflecting on this question, I really thought about how actually Waterwise has been part of my water career journey over these 20 years. And when I first started, I was at a similarly empty reservoir like I'm at today, trying to get messages across about a drought. And Waterwise was that organisation that we would go to for advice, for the latest thinking and latest learning, and they really helped inspire me and teach me about water efficiency. And that's something that now we continue to do, but we're seeing real progress in areas that really matter, such as metering and the development of smart metering, rainwater harvesting, and in customer engagement and consumer engagement, how we really make sure that we're working together with our communities to save water. I think this is an area that Waterwise has really helped to drive change and will continue to drive change for the future.
Waterwise have been instrumental in pushing for awareness and advocacy and action. Over the last 20 years, they've helped to reshape industry standards. Their consistent advocacy and collaboration have really helped bring water efficiency into the mainstream conversation.
So Waterwise has been at the heart of water efficiency campaigns, messaging, policy change, and really importantly, supporting collaboration for 20 years. They've played a central role in raising awareness and in influencing policy and changes to support greater accountability and legislation to protect our precious water resources.
Waterwise has played a key role in driving change in the UK for water efficiency over the last 20 years. The annual Waterwise conferences, for example, which used to be held in Oxford, were essential for sharing knowledge and expertise alongside other initiatives, such as the water efficiency evidence base that collected information from all the different water companies on the costs and benefits of their options and supplies. The 2017 and subsequent 2022 water efficiency strategies influenced the 25-year environment plan and deliver policies such as mandatory water efficiency labelling and the water to demand target. Waterwise has also played a key role internationally, being part of EU-funded projects, hosting the IWA Efficient Urban Water Management Specialist Group Conference in Bath in 2017, and playing a key role in subsequent conferences and engagement.
As the statutory body for consumers in Scotland, Consumer Scotland supports the work of Waterwise, which has worked diligently over the last 20 years to raise awareness of the impact of water shortages and to help people and businesses better understand how to save water.
Waterwise has been at the forefront of identifying and driving water efficiency in the UK. In 2022, Waterwise produced the UK Water Efficiency Strategy with objectives to improve water efficiency across a range of sectors. In Wales, the Water Efficiency Group, which comprises Waterwise, Natural Resources Wales, Wales's water companies and Consumer Council for Water, were actively involved in developing the strategy. The Wales Water Efficiency Group has worked with Waterwise to deliver the strategy objectives in Wales. For example, we undertook a study in Wales of the implementation of water efficiency measures in building regulations. This will contribute to the delivery of efficient water use in Wales's social housing sector.
So for me, the work that Waterwise has done over the past 20 years has made a huge contribution to this in the UK and to a certain extent in other countries around the world. So hats off to you for your excellent efforts.
Waterwise have done a great job. They've been at the forefront of raising awareness and encouraging change. They've been helping with collaboration, research, innovation to improve good practice, and above all, encouraging consumers to reduce their consumption from the current level, which is somewhere just under 140 litres a day per person, to a target of around 110 litres a day per person. That's a big change, but it would still be more than some European countries are already delivering, and that's the sort of change that we need to deliver.
Well, Waterwise have been significant in actually giving us a voice. They were there at the very beginning when water was just a whisper in the corner and people were focusing much more on CO2 and energy. They were able to elevate water in the order of importance and get people to actually listen and start to recognise the importance about making changes. Waterwise have been instrumental at pushing water to the top of the agenda, particularly water reuse, and they've been really supportive at helping people like us actually have a voice and a seat at the table. They've supported credible research to help us make great decisions, and they've brought together different stakeholders to collaborate together and work together to bring about real effective change in the water industry.
Over the past 20 years, Waterwise has been a powerful voice for smart water use, raising awareness, changing behaviour and influencing policies. They've helped people across the UK understand that saving water isn't hard, it's just smart. Thanks to Waterwise, water efficiency has moved from being a niche idea to a national priority.
We at the Consumer Council believe that Waterwise has played a critically important role in influencing change in policy and legislation, and we strongly support Waterwise's role in influencing individuals to change their water consumption behaviours and in engaging communities to encourage responsible water use for a more sustainable future.
Waterwise have been a real catalyst for change over the last 20 years, influencing policy, raising awareness on water efficiency, bringing businesses, organisations, communities together to really show how you can save water and the importance of saving water. From research and insights, campaigns, I think they've really inspired action to make these changes.
And finally, you asked me what my hope is for the next 20 years. Well, I'm confident that over the next 20 years, Scots will rise to the water efficiency challenge. My hope is that by 2045, all stakeholders will be working together to reduce the risk of water scarcity. The Scottish Government will continue to put forward policy that supports stakeholders' collaborative action. Scottish Water will continue to tackle network leakage, and business and industry will work with SEPA and others on their water usage. And all customers will value Scotland's water even more and cherish this incredible resource.
So I hope to see us having a much more appreciative relationship with water and really valuing it as the precious and finite resource that it is. But I also hope to see young people upskilled to lead the way towards a more efficient and just water future. Young people are by far the biggest drivers of behaviour change in the home and in our communities. So if we can empower them with the knowledge and skills to help drive that change, then the ripple effect for water usage will be massive. Because if we all made small changes to reduce our consumption every day, it would have a really big impact. So things like having a 4-minute shower, or turning the tap off when you're brushing your teeth, checking the loo and taps for any leaks, and buying second-hand clothes. These all sound like small actions, but together make a really big difference.
In the next 20 years, I hope that we'll all start to value water properly, whether it's government, industry, or individuals in our day-to-day lives. That means making sure that we move from a situation of thinking of water as a free and endless commodity to valuing it properly and conserving it as much as possible.
I certainly hope that Water and how it interacts with the environment, energy and food is clearly on the agenda as part of the climate change discussion, and in turn people recognise the true value of water. I'm also extremely hopeful that we reduce the amount of water we use through good design. We have an opportunity to improve the design of the homes we live in and improve the appliances, fixtures, fittings and products that we use each and every day. The improved designs will provide better water use experience while using less natural resource. You can't get better than that.
Well, for me, I think it's one of the most exciting times for water efficiency going forward. We have very clear national targets to drive water consumption for both household and non-household customers. We're seeing the ramp up of smart metering, a clear game changer in understanding where water is going, but also help and inform customers to drive down water use. We're also seeing positive movements around water labelling, water reuse, all which will play a huge role in changing the way we use water. And I can envisage a generational shift in how we value and use water going forward for a more sustainable future.
And lastly, so what do I expect, or what do I want or hope for over the next 20 years? It's the big things that we've been talking about for a long, long time that are getting done and getting delivered. That's what I want to see over the next 20 years. Everything being smart metered, that we're all using the data to eliminate wastage and change behaviours for the better. That water efficiency is embedded in businesses just as BAU, in the same way that energy efficiency is. That we've got really, really better functioning policies and regulations driving the topic. That water efficiency labelling is out there, it's accepted and it's working really, really well. And lastly, I'd love to have the Waterwise annual conference back as a big in-person event so we can all have dinner at Hogwarts Dining Hall, because that was way cool. So Waterwise, thank you, well done, keep it going, can't wait.
Well, my hope is that water efficiency in all its forms becomes second nature for British society, where knowing your water usage is the norm, where every household knows its water footprint and every utility company has the tools to act on real-time insights, where government and other stakeholders are completely aligned, ensuring we as a society can serve every drop of water and link this to wider sustainability goals. I'm hopeful that we can build a future that's fairer, greener and more resilient. Water efficiency isn't just seen as saving litres, but improving lives.
So I'm really excited about the next 20 years. There's so much progress around rainwater harvesting and water reuse. So I'm envisaging a future where we're no longer flushing our loos with top quality drinking water. I'm also really excited about the water literacy programme. Wearing my t-shirt today, and I'm really proud to have been part of the start of the water literacy programme. We'll soon be at 2,000 learners, it won't be long, that's just the start. So in another 20 years I'm hoping to see the water literacy programme going from strength to strength, and people across the country all really understanding about water and how to use it wisely and why that's so important.
Looking ahead, I hope there continues to be meaningful change and action, both at national level with water strategies, as well as all the little everyday changes that we can all make as consumers. Regulations like the Future Home Standard will drive innovation in how new build homes of the future will be water efficient. But in 2050, 80% of the homes that we live in will have already been made today. So it's important that we're also creating action and change in those homes with everyday consumers. In the future, water efficient products need to be the default choice for every home, every project and every budget. And I'm confident that Waterwise will continue to lobby for that action, and we'll do our part to support them too. At Triton, we've estimated that if 20% of all UK households reduce their shower duration by 20%, that will be the equivalent of 22,000 Olympic swimming pools of water being saved every year, which is also £500 million of cost saved from people's water and energy bills, and it's the carbon equivalent of 200,000 cars being taken off the roads of the UK. So every drop truly does make a difference.
So it is my hope for the next 20 years that we take the right steps forward to support both household, domestic customers and business customers to understand the value of water and why we all need to protect it. This includes providing information, education, but really importantly, funding, and implementing policy changes to drive the right behaviours and water efficient solutions for the next generation.
I hope that Waterwise can continue to provide a policy role, developing and delivering, and through using their power of bringing people together and helping develop the evidence base to support scaling up of water efficiency to meet the statutory water demand target. Water is a key medium through which we feel the impacts of climate change, and we will need a cultural shift across society and water companies to reduce demand for water.
People in Scotland are passionate about our water, and we want to see that passion harnessed to ensure that water is valued and protected by individuals and businesses. We want to help ensure all consumers understand the difference they can make on a day-to-day basis to safeguard the availability of water for all.
As climate change progresses, we are projected to have more frequent periods of prolonged dry weather. In Wales, this could not only impact environmental resilience, but also our ability to support water resources for emerging sectors such as low carbon energy production, potentially jeopardising Wales's net zero 2050 target and our energy security. Over the next 20 years, Natural Resources Wales will continue to champion water efficiency across all sectors as part of our regulatory and advisory duties. We will continue to lead by example by maintaining our Waterwise check marks for water efficiency in our offices, depots and visitor centres.
I hope that in the next 20 years we will see much more efficient water systems, particularly urban areas, but we're also very careful to protect water resources from the impacts of pollution, which is of course one of the other negative consequences of huge population growth, particularly in urban areas. So my pledge is that we save precious fresh water, but we also look at reducing wastewater production, treating wastewater more effectively, and protecting water resources from the impacts of spills of wastewater and sanitary discharges.
We need to bridge that gap in a number of ways. We can see a way of doing it, but it requires strong collaboration from all parties involved. One element of it will be building new reservoirs, water transfer systems, maybe desalination plants. But they won't really come on board for the next 10 to 15 years. And in that period, we need desperately to make changes in two areas in particular. One, the water companies need to continue their good work on reducing leakage, which still amounts to an alarming loss of water every day. And second, we need to reduce consumption, not just by people, but just as importantly, by industry and by agriculture. It will really take all of those to pull their part if we are going to achieve the big reduction that's required over that period. And Waterwise will be in the forefront of encouraging people to take those steps, as will we in the Environment Agency.
Well, at Storm Saver, our hope is that our vision of a water secure future through water reuse is realised, and that we start to see rainwater harvesting and grey water recycling included as standard in all of our buildings, and that regulation and legislation can be updated and changed to allow people and encourage people to do this easily and to treat our stormwater, rainwater and grey water locally at source. If we can do this, we can reduce carbon, we can reduce combined sewer overflows and spills, and we can also help support flooding, as well as recycling our water, being more efficient and reducing demand for mains water. We hope that by continuing our work with Waterwise, which we fully intend to do, that we can start to see a real change in behaviours in a way that people value water and that water scarcity will be a thing of the past.
My hope is that water saving becomes second nature, that every home, school and business across the country uses water wisely. My hope is that the next generation lives in a water-wise world. Exactly.
The next 20 years will bring a massive systemic change for our society through a just transition to net zero. As large energy users, the water industry will face ever-increasing need to ensure efficiencies across the system. I hope that Waterwise will thrive and continue to drive change, and that as a result we will be more aware of and active in pursuing water efficiency as a crucial part of climate resilience and social justice.
My hope for the next 20 years is that water saving becomes second nature. It's built into our everyday lives. our homes, our businesses, and people really start to value water as the vital resource that it is.
After the hottest summer on record and widespread drought in the UK, the rain finally arrives. Even so, as chair of Waterwise, I know that come rain or shine, we're running out of water. Water is essential for life, our health and well-being, the environment, economic development, in fact, our very survival on this planet. That's why over the past 20 years, Waterwise has been urging us all to use water wisely, using what we need, but not to waste it. Recent heat waves and the impact of climate change reinforce the need to be water-wise, and things are predicted to get worse over the next 20 years. Our work is more important than ever, like getting people to check for leaky loos, to more fundamental infrastructure and planning reforms to deliver better water efficiency. Join us to deliver our vision over the next 20 years, that water is used wisely every day, everywhere, by everyone. What will you be doing to use water wisely? As a first step, join us as an individual or as an organisation member to learn more about how to use water wisely now and for the future.